For obvious reasons, I can't use the theme song. I would sing it, but no. No. Hey here, future Mephi. So, thought I'd go ahead and do a little bit of backstory properly for the character in question I'm going to be talking about, Kamiyama Toma, aka Kamen Rider Saber. Now, he is an interesting case when it comes to protagonists. You see, in the beginning of his story, he actually had a bit of a memory problem because during a crisis where two former swordsmen, spoiler warning by the way, the Swordsman of Darkness and the original Swordsman of Flame were having a drag out brawl that was causing so much destruction in the city that it almost made the entire world collapse. The Swordsman of Flame was able to stop and kill the Swordsman of Darkness, but in the process lost his power, which was the book Brave Dragon. This is important. Toma found it when he was a kid, and the original Swordsman of Flame said, hold your conviction and don't let go of your dreams. Doing that and sacrificing himself to actually reverse the effects of the destruction and put the worlds back together properly. At least that's what we thought, but we're not going to talk about that. So, Toma, years later as an adult, still doesn't remember anything about the situation at hand, but he has the book that he kept with him the entire time. He used his trauma to actually become a novelist. In fact, he always wanted to become a novelist anyway before the incident actually occurred, but he kind of went full onto it when he got older. In fact, he was so good at it, he actually sold out worldwide, became actually an award-winning novelist, and even opened his own bookstore because he wanted to teach people and children that books and stories are actually really beautiful things because they can teach you lessons, they can show you adventures, you can do anything with a good story, and he wanted to teach children that. But unfortunately, he's not good with deadlines. So much so that his best friend / editor May has to come bother him about getting back on track all the time. Because of this, the way the episode goes, he actually decides to play hooky a little bit because he wants to go drop off a birthday present for one of his regulars and make sure that they have a good birthday while running some errands. But of course, we can't have nice things, and shenanigans happen where a giant book slams down in the middle of the city, cutting off whoever's inside the book from the real world. But Toma, after going through more shenanigans inside of said book, unlocks his power as Kamen Rider Saber when the legendary Sword of Flames Rekka chooses him to fight and protect the people around him because he doesn't want to see stories harm people as well as showing people the beauty of stories. So of course he wasn't having any of it, and the sword came to him down the road. It gave him a special driver that allowed him to transform called the Seiken Sword Driver. It looks like a dragon dagger like figure that goes inside of a driver with 3 slots into it. I'll explain more down when I actually show off the figure. It'll make more sense then. But yeah, what does that have to do with the thing I'm going to be talking about later? Well, spoiler alert. I mean, kind of spoiler for a lot of all the stuff anyway already, but down the road you come to find out the organization that's actually been protecting the world, Sword of Logos, are knights that are used special swords and books to watch over the world from creatures called Magids. Their leader, Master Logos, has been charged with looking over the world because there's always a new Master Logos every generation. This one, on the other hand, is a psychopath. In fact, he was literally bored, so he thought, I'll take all the pages and all the books, all the Wonder Right books, like the Brave Dragon that I mentioned earlier, and put them back together in one sacred tome so I could become God. The number one rule was to keep all of them separate for a reason. And he decided, I do what I want. So, he actually almost succeeded. In fact, he made all the swordsmen actually basically fight each other, and then when they finally came together, they still weren't strong enough to fight him because Master Logos was actually a legit threat. Granted, the book that he created was not perfect, but it was still enough to actually give everybody a run for their money. It got to the point where all the infighting within all the swordsmen, they had to actually just come together. And Toma, being the good guy that he is, actually managed to get them all to work together to actually stop Master Logos. Doing so, every single last sword, because there's actually 13 swordsmen in question, every single last swordsman put their swords on the line and helped create one of the most powerful swords in existence, the Cross Saber. Toma, being the swordsman of flame as well as the person that actually unified everybody, receives that power, which was the power of creation. Like I said, this Cross Saber. He used it, transformed into Kamen Rider Cross Saber, using Brave Dragon like he normally does, and this brand new beautiful sword. The sword has the ability to unify and use all the powers of all 13 riders at once, so basically he could just summon any blade he wants to, and proceeds to go off. Using it, he defeated Master Logos for the first time, and then they thought, we have a fighting chance. And throughout the story later on, he proceeds to put belt to ass to Master Logos with different combos of his regular forms and everything, but with a cosmic upgrade. I love this suit with a passion, actually. I don't know why. I guess it's because I have a thing for celestial dragons, and yes, everybody I've seen online, mainly Twitter, hates this suit because it's just a recycle. It's just a repaint of the main suit. Blah, blah, blah. I like it because A, sometimes less is more. B, it shows his growth as a writer, because throughout the story of Kamen Rider Saber, we already know that he has like the powers of the stories in books down to a T. That's not the problem. But throughout the show, he actually grows as a swordsman and actually grows to learn how to use his emotions and his feelings properly into his sword with every swing, and actually gradually becomes a better swordsman. Then, when he gets the power of the Cross Saber, he doesn't really need to change anything else. So when he just gets the sword and the suit looks the same, it shows growth in two different ways. Growth as a swordsman and growth as a creator with his imagination. And that's why I kind of love it myself, because he doesn't need to actually show off like how flashy he is with his forms and stuff like that, because yes, it may look the same in one aspect, but in another it shows he has grown as not just a writer but as a swordsman. The second sword driver is a weird driver. It has 3 slots built into it, and for 3 different type of books. One for living creatures, one for mythical creatures, mythical creatures, living creatures, stories of fantasy. Toma, since he has Brave Dragon, his is the mythical creature. So it goes into the slot, I want to say, on the right. And when he transforms, it gives him an all white and black suit with red accents of a dragon going down his arm. In fact, actually, shout out to Kang for this. He actually got me this figure a while back when he was in New York, and I cannot thank him enough. Thank you, Big Boy Entertainment. But yeah, this is the legendary sword of fire and the driver I was talking about. Notice how the book sits right here and how the suit looks. I actually don't mind this suit because it's entry, plus the more books you have, the more the suit actually evolves. Plus, this is the metal the metal finish version that I got. Apparently, this one was only in the New York Tamashi Nation store. Like, again, Kang, thank you, love you, can't stress that enough. Anyway, so yeah, Toma dons the suit of the Kamen Rider of Flames, Kamen Rider Saber. I actually enjoyed the story for what it was. Like I said, it was an interesting little turn on things, but it was really cool.
A few moments later.
So we're going to put that version of Toma down and pull out this version of Toma. It's been a minute since I pulled this out. I love how I go through all this extra stuff with packaging just for one box. You think I get used to this, but no. Ooh, even the box looks cool. I present to you Kamen Rider Cross Saber. Oh, I love that. I love that. Like I said, I love this design. Even though it's just the Saber like main suit with a different color, I really don't care because I love celestial dragons. I've always loved that. I mean, oh, look at that. When I was doing some research when I was watching the show, I found out that this entire suit was hand painted. That's dedication. This open. And of course, has the instructions. Ta-da! Give me a minute. Okay. Sorry about that. Had a phone call. Yeah. Be careful with this because usually these like to pop up in a weird area and stuff flies all over the place. I'm not in the mood for that. Look at this. Different horn. I think the sword might be longer. But yeah, look at this finish. I have been waiting for this for so long. Yeah, the second sword driver. Cosmic Dragon, shoulder. Even the little cape has the stars. Like I said, I love that. Come on, damn you. Be that guy. Go and get. There we go. Yeah. Okay. Even the boots. Like a good little boot to them. So I love this suit. I really do. I love this color. I love this theme. Like I said, even the eyes have like a little bit of a yellow to them. Get that? Yep. Alright. Oh, time to do the usual. I'll be right back. Okay, that actually went by easier than I thought. When it came to like swapping a hand out. But before I do that, let's show the sword. The reason for this form in the first place. Look at this. This is actually a really cool sword, and just like the gimmick of the show, it can slide. The reason why is because it can read the other parts of the sword itself that allow it to use all the elements. Goes like boom, tap in the middle, boom, tap, then bring it all the way back down. I'm probably not gonna like play with that too much, but yeah. So there's also a mini version that you can use to put in the driver itself for his morph. But yeah. The sword also has the ability to summon any of the other swords that help build it. The blade is actually a lot longer than I expected it to be, but yeah, compared to the original. Rekka and the cross saber. Focus. Thank you. I love this. I am so happy right now. But yeah, Kamen Rider Cross Saber. Oh, forgive me. After I did all the editing, I thought I'd just come and relax. Didn't realize I kind of drifted. But if you're new here, why don't you subscribe? I have a lot of new content coming down the road. But if you've been here before, here's a random playlist of something I've done and the most recent thing I've done here too. Take care.